Welcome to Get Into Growth at Kingdom, our congregational growth segment here at Kingdom Fellowship. I am Minister Nikki Harden, our congregational growth coordinator. And I am excited today because I want to let you all know what's happening at Kingdom. This segment is going to be important because we want our partners, we want our friends to know how our church is growing. What are we doing to grow our church? What processes we have in place? And how do we get connected and engaged? So today I have some special guests with me, but before I introduce them, I want to let y'all know that we're going to focus on different things each week. But this week, we're particularly going to focus on our launch ministry, which is a part of the assimilation process within our church. So our launch team is probably the least talked about ministry here at Kingdom, but it is a very vital ministry here at Kingdom Fellowship. You probably have heard of us call it before First Friends. So the launch team is basically First Friends, and what we do is we connect one of our ministers, leaders, one of our partners who make up the launch team. We connect them with our new partners when they connect to Kingdom Fellowship. So once you have become a new partner and have completed the new members class, you are connected to a launch representative. And the purpose of the launch representative is to really just connect with those new partners, get them engaged, get them connected, making them feel cared for and welcome, because it is important to us to make sure that we close the back door to people who leave. I one time looked at a survey, and it said that 82% of those who join the church leave within the first year. And definitely here at Kingdom Fellowship, that's not what we want. We want you to stay, we want you to be welcome, and we want you to be engaged. And so we have put processes in place to make sure that our new partners are feeling loved and cared for, and to how to navigate through the church. And so again, like I said, once a new partner has completed a new partners class, they are connected to a launch team representative. And so we have a launch team. And so today I have with me Minister Stephanie Collins, who is a launch representative. And I also have with me Sister Alicia Mae McElroy, who is one of our new partners, who actually joined Kingdom this year, before we opened the doors to our church. Yeah. So I'm excited to have both of them here because I want you all to hear firsthand why this ministry is important to our church and why it's important that as a new member, you connect to your lunch partner. So today, Minister Stephanie.
Yes.
Can you tell us, number one, how long you've been at Kingdom and what made you decide to be a part of the launch team? Because one thing is, everybody that is connected to the launch team, these are people who have signed up, they have committed, and they've said, I want to be a part of this ministry.
Yes, this November I will have been a Kingdom partner for 7 years, which is a lot of fun. I've seen a lot of different versions of Kingdom, but I've been here for long enough to be fully acclimated, I think, in my mind, and to be able to share that experience with someone else. So I've decided to become a launch team representative, kind of twofold. I have been super active here at Kingdom, and I would encourage people who are active at Kingdom not to use that as an excuse not to be a launch representative. It doesn't interfere with anything. I just make new friends. But I've been super kind of engaged here at Kingdom, and I was a part of the conversation that birthed the launch representatives.
Okay.
So it was super important for me to at least to take a piece of my own medicine as far as, we helped develop this process and we helped create the idea. Mm-hmm. And I felt like it was kind of rude to say, you guys go do that and you can totally make it happen and not participate. Right. So I wanted to participate. Plus, by trade outside of this, I do employee onboarding. So making sure that people have quality experiences coming into wherever I am is something that's just important to me in general. So I wanted to make sure that I could translate that and make that, useful to church. And this was just, you handed it to me.
All right. So Alicia Mae, you have joined Kingdom. Mm-hmm. Can you let us know when you joined and what made you connect to Kingdom?
So I joined exactly February 18th of this year. So it's only been a couple of months. What made me want to connect to Kingdom is I recently just moved to Louisville actually right before the pandemic, and I was attending another church that I ended up parting ways from. And I just started Googling. Like, I knew in my spirit with the pandemic and everything that was going on that I needed some place to be grounded in. And I knew it would be difficult because churches weren't open.
Right.
It was the
Right.
pandemic. There was nothing we could do about that. You couldn't just walk into a church and raise your hand and say, hey, I'm a visitor.
Right.
So I started Googling, and Kingdom was one of the churches that popped up on my Google search when I Googled churches near me.
So you Googled.
So I was
Period.
like,
All right.
okay. So then I went to the Facebook page and I was looking around, just really being nosy, went to the website, and I was like, let's see what these people of God have to offer. So I attended a couple of the virtual services. Before I attended a live service,
Okay.
I went back and watched a couple of pre-recorded services.
Okay.
And there was just, even through being virtual, you could just feel the presence of God coming through the screen, just saying that this is a place that you want to be. I remember writing in my journal asking God, like, if this is where you want me to be, you have to show me a sign.
Yeah.
And then Pastor did the relationships series, It's Not You, It's Me.
It's me. Yes.
And
He loves relationships.
he started talking about therapy, and I was like, a church that believes in therapy is the place for
Absolutely.
me. So I had to join, and it wasn't long after that I did join, and it's been one of the best decisions I've made since I moved here. So.
Well, we are so glad to have you. And I would tell you, I promise you, it feels like, I know we just met maybe a couple of months ago,
Right.
but I feel like we have been knowing each other forever.
Yeah.
Like when I literally got back into when we opened up the doors on Easter, I was just like, hey, Alicia May. It's
Yeah.
almost like we had this, we just been knowing each other. And I really do believe that has a lot to do with the process of the launch ministry. And I say that because before we even stepped foot in the doors, we were able to connect Alicia May with Minister Stephanie Collins. So when she completed her new members class, what we did was we looked at your profile. And we kind of just saw the things that you were interested in, some of the ministries that you said that you would possibly want to connect to. And from there, we were able to connect these two together. And from there, they established a relationship. Minister Stephanie made the initial contact. And from there, I mean, the rest is history. They were able to join together. And I think Minister Stephanie actually brought you into the church to shout at her. Can you tell us what that process was like?
Yes, I remember when the church first closed down last year, and it's really easy to feel separated in an instant. And for a person who doesn't know Kingdom, who hasn't been around, it's easy to feel distant from something that is supposed to be yours, it's supposed to be your family, but you don't know any of these people.
Right.
And I remember feeling like Alicia May. I'm not from Louisville either. I'm a transplant baby. So I remember feeling that, like, I don't know these people, but I'm going because I feel led to be here, but I don't know these people. So when I connected with her and found out that we had a ton of similar interests, which, again, shout out to the Ear Ministry, because their pairings, I've had 2 launch members, partners so far, and they've both been like, yes, it's my girl, like, I love it. But we had such similar interests that when I found out she was interested in music, I'm like, well, this is actually a really great way to kind of ease that in, especially since a lot of people coming back to church was going to be weird anyway, because you're used to being around no one, then now you're around a church full of people. I'm like, well, maybe since she's literally never seen the inside of the church, just come to rehearsal with me. We were working in production for a play at the time, and she's interested in theater. She's actually signed up for Divine Productions now. Go Ministry Fair. So, like, she came and helped us with the production for the show and ended up actually being on the production team. Like, she was, some of those center shots you saw, like that shot watching Jesus get crucified, was Alicia May. So it was fun. We just, since we had similar interests, it made sense to not just talk about it, but show her what we do.
So actually being a successful launch person is really to be intentional about interacting with the new partner. And so what we do is we encourage each launch representative to connect with your new partner. Make regular phone contact, call them, see how they're doing, see what ministries they're interested in. And when you find out, connect them with those ministries, with the leaders, so that they can become engaged, become active. Because I really believe that once you have connected and become fully engaged, I mean, that is going to get your best, church experience. You become really a part of a family. Of course, our focus is always going to be our relationship with the Lord, but we want to have relationships with each other. And actually, that is what discipleship is about, relationships. And so this ministry is going to be so important. One of the things that we encourage each person to do, again, is that if you're a launch rep, we encourage you to reach out regularly. We encourage you to make those connections. We encourage you to invite them to the different services that we're having. Even if you decide you just want to sit with your launch person in church and do things outside of church. It doesn't always have to be at church, because I feel like our best relationships are built sometimes even outside of the four walls. And I know Minister Stephanie has some things planned. Y'all connected. Y'all got some things going on outside of church. Can you share with us what's happening?
Absolutely. So again, I think I was able to empathize, not that she needed my empathy or anything, but I was able to understand that whole being away from, all of these people. Like, my family's not here. She could tell you her story, but she moved here on faith. So you don't know people here, minus, the family that she has here. So I was like, you know what? How about this? We're about the same age. Why don't we do, something cute? So I have, friends here at Kingdom that I'm super close to. They are my family. I remember Pastor preached a while ago, and it's like, if some of your closest friends aren't the people you go to church with, we have questions, right? And they really are some of my closest friends. We're all about the same age. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do this. Let's plan brunch, because she wanted to meet new people. She was like, what am I going to do in this city where I know no one? So we planned a girls' brunch, and it hasn't happened yet. It's in a couple of weeks. But we planned a whole super cute girls' brunch just so that she can meet new people and so she can feel more comfortable connecting with folks. Because, again, kudos to the ear ministry. Because we have such similar interests, anybody that can handle me should be able to, enjoy time with Alicia May. So it's not a burden. We have fun. And I think that's one big thing as a launch representative. Because of the way you pair them, my launch members have never been burdens. It's fun. It's somebody I got to meet. It's somebody I have similar interests with. We talked about hair, about nails, about makeup, about all of this, and now she gets to meet my girls.
And I think Stephanie is being a little bit modest. So the one thing that I will say is being a part of this community and having a launch representative, you would think it ends when you time out of church. Okay, she got me through service, I'll see her next Sunday, or I'll see her Wednesday. And it's not like that. At any given moment, at random times, I'll get a message from Stephanie like, hey girl, how you doing? And I'm like, hey girl, I'm good, how you doing? But sometimes it's still hard to reach out. So one day I was struggling one morning, and me and Stephanie are friends on Facebook, and I ended up posting a status just saying man, I need a girls' day. I'm struggling. And what happened was, as soon as I posted that, I think I had 5 minutes before Stephanie was like, I could get the girls if you want to get together.
Stalker.
It was awesome. It was so awesome.
Well, I'm glad that you all are able to connect, and that is one of the joys of being a part of the launch team. So if you would ever like to be a launch partner, launch representative, please contact me here at the church. We need launch representatives. You can contact me here at the church at 502-966-3036 and press 0 for the receptionist. And if you are a new partner and maybe you don't have a launch rep, things happen. Please contact me here again, 502-966-3036, so we can make sure that we get you connected. Thank you for joining us. We will see you back next week. Create a wonderful day.